Silent Night is an action film directed by John Woo. It is a return to American filmmaking. He has not directed an American film since 2003 with Paycheck, starring Ben Affleck. But he has been keeping busy with some Asian movies in between. He co-directed Reign of Assassins. He did a video game, The Crossing Part 1 and 2, Red Cliff 1 and 2. So it's not like he hasn't been doing stuff. He just hasn't been doing gun fu movies. This movie has a very similar and familiar plot we've seen before. In fact, it's the exact same plot of the movie Peppermint in 2018 with Jennifer Garner as Riley. The same exact plot in which a gang kills her family for whatever reason. She decides to disappear, come back, and be a vigilante and go up against gangbangers, really. So this is the same plot. Brian is an electrician. He's got a Latina wife and a half Latino son. During Christmas, I believe, warring gangs are shooting at each other. His son gets killed in the crossfire. He starts drinking and decides to stop drinking and turn his body into a weapon to fight these gangs. So his wife, doesn't like that, but he basically trains. And this movie kind of undersells that it's more of a drama, which is really, really bad, because you watch the trailer and like all of the different things in the trailer are like, this movie will leave you speechless, the master of action is back, all this stuff. There's not a lot of action in the movie, to be honest. There's an opening sequence where it's the aftermath of after the drive-by shooting, accidental, and then we get a small flashback of the shooting itself. And then we don't actually get any action till the last maybe 30 minutes of the movie. So there's a lot of just stuff going on in between, watching him train, watching him gather intel, him drinking. It's really kind of boring, to be honest. The first half of this movie doesn't have a lot going on. And I guess I'll spoil this aspect of the movie. There's no dialogue in this film at all. I thought it was just he didn't have any dialogue because he gets shot in the throat. The movie is stylized in a way that no one talks in the movie. They do grunts. They do maybe some light there, but it's all muffled. I don't know if why everyone else can't talk, but basically no one talks in this movie. It's all just grunts, or whatever, background noise, musical score, rap songs. The movie doesn't quite measure up in terms of being unique on its own. Like, for example, themes of vigilantism are kind of explored when he's in the middle of a shootout and a bystander gets taken out and he feels kind of bad. And he realizes that, his quest for revenge will involve innocent people too. But that's really thrown out the window. This is a basic, simple revenge movie. But I think the thing that I didn't like about this at all is that there's something that happens in the climax of the film that's really unrealistic and stupid. It's a cliche I've seen in many action films in which you're in a violent situation and you're about to shoot someone and it's like a kid. And the kid goes, I'm acting scared, and the good guy doesn't want to shoot the kid, and he puts the gun down, and then the kid pulls out like a gun and shoots everyone. This movie has something similar. It's a really terrible part of the film. I've seen it a billion times before, and it just kind of threw out the realism of the movie. And it starts off, the movie is kind of weird because the pacing's all over the place. You start off as like a drama about this man grieving. There's some good acting, there's no dialogue, so it's all emoting in the face and the grunts and the calendar and everything. And then once the movie starts to get into the revenge mode where he decides to stop drinking and start, building up his body, getting weapons, learning to shoot and all that stuff, the movie starts to build up momentum, and then you get some pretty sweet action sequences. The first one's like a car chase, and then there's a shootout in a street, and then there's the gang sort of lair shootout that's really good. They introduce this detective guy, and you'd think this would be like a cool, aspect of the film, but it's very undercooked, and it's really thrown away immediately. There's some John Woo-isms in there too, like motorcycles, two guys with guns going up against a whole army of gunmen, people two-handing guns. But overall, John Woo's return to action filmmaking, modern day gun fu, is not that great, to be honest. I was kind of bored for most of the movie. Didn't like some of the aspects of the film in the end. Everyone does a good job. There's a lot of display of good stunt work and action and shooting and acting, but it just needs a better script. So I give Silent Night a 5 out of 10.